Hello, this is Rick Patterson with TheHandymanToolbox.com, talking to you today about how to install engineered wood flooring. A couple of things I want to start out with first off is to make sure that you lay the lines of your installation along with the light of the window that comes in. So we've got light through this window here in the daytime. Of course, it's going to shine this way, so we want to make our lines or our installation in and out of the window section. First thing you want to do is take the wood that you're going to install and go and lay it out into the room and let it acclimate to the room's temperature and humidity. Here you see that we've poured some leveling onto the floor itself and took care of some sags in the floor, did some reinforcements there. You want to make sure that it's swept and clean and level. Okay, what I have here is underlayment, and this is a brand called Air Guard. It's a premium underlayment. It protects and enhances click-lock wood and laminate floors, so we're installing click-lock wood. The first thing it's going to do is protect against mold and mildew, and then it's a soundproof suppression, and then it cushions and automatically levels the flooring that you're going to put down. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit how to install this now. The first area that I've worked on is towards the window and in the corner. What I've done here is laid out the underlayment, and I have 1.5 inches on each edge of the wall. That way when I lay the wood down, get everything up and spaced accordingly, then I come back in and trim that out. So I've laid out my first layer, and then what I've done is have a second layer out. The white you can see here is the adhesive tape that I'm going to make the connection. It's got about an 8-inch flap, and just pull it off, lay the flap back over, and it's connected. You do this throughout the room until you're finished all the way across the room. Okay, the underlayment's all laid out in the room, and now we've laid out some boards to go ahead and start connecting these, and I'll walk you through these steps. Okay, what I do here is, first off, I'm going to take this, and then again, this is a click lock, and what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and put some pieces together. I'll show you just a little bit more about how to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and lay this in, get everything straight the way it should be. Okay, here I'm going to show you how I've already laid down 2 layers. I do have a wedge that is already under this last section that I put in. Here I've got, you see here, I've got a tongue and groove. This is the tongue, this is the groove right here, and the slits underneath. So the tongue fits right underneath the groove. So what I've done here is I've first laid in the first part, got the tongue and groove set there. I slide it forward and then push in like so until I can get a good section. I'm going to straddle this, get everything locked together that I want. And now what I do is just take the wedge out, keep everything pushed in real tight, and then I'm going to take my hammering block, put it to the back section right here, take my hammer, tap in until it locks in, and then what I do is release, make sure your fingers are out of the way, and then just simply push down until you hear a pop. And so now what you do is just move on down to the end, hit it one time, good solid hit, and it's popped in, it's ready to go. Now what I do is just continue all the way down. If you noticed here, what I've done is I've cut out a niche. I'm going to slide this in after I get this piece on, slide it up against the wall totally. So I've made my allowance for this to fit right up against here. And then I've also cut this piece that comes on the insert at the same length as this part right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, you take this tongue, slip it underneath that part right there. Take your hammering block. I'm going to put a little bit of weight right here. Take a couple of hits. Tap it into place. And then just push down. You'll hear a click. And now we're finished. So it's ready to go. Now I'm ready to go ahead and slide the three pieces that I put together up against the wall. Again, what you do is just push this all the way up against the wall, and then you're ready to go ahead and start with the rest of the project. As you can tell here, we've already finished out the whole room, and now we're working on the opposite end, the last row. I'm about 2 inches away from the wall. So I'll make my last row 2 inches in width. Alright, everything's ready to go now. We've installed the floor. Now what we do is go back in, trim out the underlayment around the wall, and then install the baseboard.